organizations, all with taxpayer paid for snooping pods everywhere. And your homes are snooping pods. And the police stations nationwide, they're getting federal grants for new light bulbs. And they come in and tell the cops in Minnesota, the first place to get it 2 years ago, they go, do you know what the new wireless system is, officers? Here's your new computers. You see that little grid right there? You now communicate with those lights. They flicker at a rate you can't see. Oh, I went and read the patent. Oh, it also can do whatever you want to the human mind, literally turning them into zombies, into biological robots, androids. Oh, it's 2012, and the elite are at least 30 to 40 years ahead of us, so it's really, what's 30 years to be conservative ahead? It's really 2042. We're in the year 2042, according to globalist operations. That's why they're now publicly rolling out centralized high-tech hubs that get privileges that aren't real high-tech hubs, but are facsimiles that are really prisons, and they're going to sell it as a status thing to be able to be involved in all of this and to be part of it. Just thought I'd mention that little giblet for you. And, they are now announcing what I told you years ago. The drones are in the skies. There will be 30,000, and they are to be armed, and they are being armed, and you are to be attacked. And you're going to pay for it as you're replaced, because the elite believe they're going to replace humanity, and they're going to merge with the machines. Does that mean it's really going to happen? I don't know. The Wedgwoods, the Galtons, the Huxleys, the Darwins, all intermarried in the 1850s to create supermen. By the third generation, almost all the children died or were totally insane or mentally retarded. So they're probably not, this is not going to work. They're probably just going to destroy everybody, which is what their master wants them to do to begin with. But they're just dancing off the edge of a cliff, ah, la, 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 la. And the general public is watching stuff like this. Key Kurt Nimmo article, ABC to run drama demonizing militias. They've bought the show. They intend to produce it. Where a veteran, an Army veteran, 3 tours in Afghanistan, oh, that's the hero. Of course, in real life, that's #1 enemy of the globalist. In their own files, they say you're the main enemy. Comes back to his town like Donnie Brasco in Texas and infiltrates where the locals aren't doing what the government says. They're calling them militias. They're really just citizens not being slaves. Because they've done actuaries. They know Texas is one of the main threats. They wouldn't try that gun confiscation like Katrina here, I assure you. And just, I don't know what it is, the culture, we're just ready to do what it takes. We're not too afraid to die in here. And, the issue expanding on all of this is he infiltrates and brings down the whole town that's run by evil patriots. And guess what the show's called? I've shown you FEMA footage teaching firemen and police officers in Kansas City that the founding fathers are bad and that we're terrorists and that the Constitution's evil. And that those that supported are evil, and I've shown you countless training manuals since then. Guess what the show's called? Oh, get ready for this. Founding Fathers. Isn't that just sick? When you watch the movie Red Dawn, that's based on what real re-education camps were like in Eastern European countries the Soviets took over. But just tailored to America. They get them all in the local sports stadium, which FEMA has designated as the re-education camp. That's in the Army documents that have been leaked and the Army admits are real, but it's no big deal, re-education camp. It says in there that founding, fathers and things like that are bad. Well, in Red Dawn, that's what they're saying. The founding fathers are scumbags. Private property is bad. America is a racist cesspit. But instead, people go and turn their TVs on at night to be in the re-education camp. And they get the popcorn and everything, and the good guy goes to the town, and there's these folks that don't trust the government, and there's a local talk show host. How do I know? It's the same script. ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, admit they helped write it. They've had other shows like this before, so I already know when the show comes out, there'll be an evil talk show host who is bad and beats his children, I'm sure. It's always the same. And there'll be people that won't inoculate, and their kids will die. For goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. Let's go ahead and go right back to your phone calls. I had Richard Reeves joining us in about 15 minutes in studio with some really good news.
talking to the man.
But they are setting up their little high-tech, trendy grids. Come on in next to the FEMA Command Center. I just showed you Google Maps, Federal FEMA Command Center. Come on in behind the barbed wire fences. Come on in where everything in your house is watched by cameras. Come on in, free cars. Come on in. Everybody's like, oh, trendy. Oh, we want it. That's all coming up as well. We're going to send reporters out there to ask the locals, you know you've moved into a prison? Let's go ahead and talk to Michael in Oklahoma. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Alex Jones.
Hey, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm slobbering, but other than that, I'm all right. Actually, got a piece of toothpick.
Last night, I was watching the Olympics, and in between, the news would come on. They said that Iran was one of the cause of the 9/11. Did you hear about that?
I know lately they have been saying that some informer told them, I guess somebody told them that Santa Claus is real as well. Yeah, in fact, guys, type that in. I saw that last week. I didn't see it last night, that Iran linked to 9/11. Well, yeah, they just keep saying, next they'll say Coney was linked to it, and they'll have to invade Africa. Look, they're invading all the major African countries right now, but South Africa, because it's already under control. The globalist are, African is, under the name of some guy hadn't been seen in almost 6 years. So you're watching the news, and they cut to news and said, on NBC, Iran did 9/11. Wow.
That's right. That's one of the reasons why they got to attack them. That's what they said.
And was that national NBC?
Yes. I was up late night watching the Olympics, and in between the events, they would do little news segments, and it literally woke my eyes up. I just could not believe what I just heard.
Oh, yeah, that's what they do. They just move the Al-Qaeda piece around wherever they want to attack, while the real Al-Qaeda is attacking free countries for them. That's how dumb they think we are. I mean, I knew they'd been saying that, but I did not know that they were even doing that during the Olympics. Yeah, when you sit down to watch television, they are just bombarding you with brainwashing. Yeah, here it is. Judge orders, yeah, that's that judge in New York, just totally made up. Judge orders Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and Iran to pay $6 billion to 9/11 families, but not the precious little Saudi Arabians. And so now they're going to be grabbing the bank accounts of anything Iran connected, saying it's for 9/11. I guess that's unbelievable. Meanwhile, they've got Al-Qaeda launching attacks for NATO everywhere. And I did find the article. Yep, there it is. A federal magistrate judge has ruled, and if a judge says Al-Qaeda did it, and a judge says Obamacare is constitutional too. Judges said blacks weren't humans. A federal magistrate judge has ruled that Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, Iran, and Hezbollah should pay more than $6 billion. Really, those groups all kill each other, but they did it together. Everybody but who really did it is there. In damages of the families of victims on September 11th. For supporting the attacks. Yes, that's right. The move is considered a symbolic gesture without expectation of collection of the penalties for the relatives. Magistrate Judge Frank Bass made the ruling yesterday after federal judge George Daniels decided last year that the militant groups in Iran were liable. Yes, the Shiites are now Wahhabis. They're arch enemies. Yes, they did it. Everyone did it but Saudi Arabia, where 15 of the hijackers came from. Everyone is guilty, including you and your family. The TSA convicted pedophiles must now take you to a private rape room to make sure Al-Qaeda is not in your grandma's colostomy bag. Sorry, sir, go ahead.
That's all right. You're cracking me up. Well, that's all the news I had to tell you. I didn't know if you heard that or not.
Yes, I did. Well, I saw when he ruled weeks ago about that, but I guess now they've ruled because they go, oh, yes, weeks ago, they had like a month ago headline, Iran did it. Those dirty Iranians, parking lot them. You're like, where are they on the map? Just over there, kill them all. Okay, but you understand that our government's actually overthrowing countries that are actually trying to be our friends. I don't care. Kill them. Well, you know, Al-Qaeda works for the government. Well, maybe I like them. But wait a minute, I thought I needed to have my pants, you know, TSA potbelly had to go in there because Al-Qaeda might be in there. Well, Al-Qaeda is a threat. But the globalists run Al-Qaeda. Let me show you some evidence over history. In fact, it's admitted. Zbigniew Brzezinski wrote multiple books. I don't want to hear about your fancy book reading, Pinko. Fox News says turn your guns in. It's conservative. Now get your guns turned in, boy.
We're on.
We are transmitting worldwide. We are about halfway into this worldwide transmission. on Wednesday, the first day of August 2012. I am your host, Alex Jones. I'm going to stop right now for a mid-air refueling session, literally, and we're mid-air right now, middle of the show, on air, blasting out to millions right now, and I am coming right up behind the big old refueling tanker, and I am saying, fuel me, fuel me. And when you fuel the tip of the spear of the InfoWar, all the reporters, Planet InfoWars, the social network, the free newspaper I'm coming out with, it'll be online and physical starting September 1st. Haven't even told you about that yet. All the special reports we put out reaching tens of millions a week, the syndicated radio transmission, our kamikaze InfoWar attack. I mean, we are just kamikazeing right into the New World Order's conning tower. We are bringing them down with your help. You are literally energy and make up cells in the fist that's going to smash directly into the New World Order. We are only beginning our assault on them. We are only beginning to fire up the dynamos that is free humanity. We will smash the collectivist. We will smash the eugenicist. We will smash the New World Order. If you want it, if you see it, if you envision it, and then start walking forward. Engage them. Engage the scientific technocracy. Help break people out of the deep mind control trance that they have been induced into. Now is the time to take action. We got Richard Reeves here in studio. We're going to go to him in a moment, and then on to Noel and George and Scott and Braun, and others that are patiently holding. But briefly, speaking of mid-air refueling, Prisonplanet.tv, 15 cents a day. We've got a 15-day free trial. Your username and passcode, you create a new, easy-to-remember one. You can share it with up to 6 people who can simultaneously be signed on with that. So it's really 6 memberships for the price of one, $5.95 a month, the cost of 2 cups of coffee. You fuel the news weapon system. We're carrying truth missiles, folks. They're powerful. and we don't apologize for that. You fuel us in this fight. Big things have small beginnings. We started small. If you think we're big now, you ain't seen nothing yet, because you are waking people up. People are waking up everywhere and ready to face the true horror. And people have gotten past the fear and are just, I'm sick of it. You know, it's that point of, I'm sick of it. I'm done. I've had enough. So spread the word about the broadcast. That helps refuel our operation. Buy the books, the videos, the highest quality water filters that I personally research and in the field, emergency filter for the most fetid water. Life Straw, discounted, free citizen rulebook, everything, lowest prices, InfoWarsShop.com. ProPure, the name in gravity-fed filters, just light years ahead of the competition and side-by-side comparisons. I'm like, hey, I'm going to quit selling this stuff, start selling this, because I want you to have the best. We've got it discounted right now at InfoWarsShop.com. Behold a Pale Horse. We've got Mike Hanson's book on Bohemian Grove, the most compelling history of it, everything available. Bohemian Grove, Cult of Conspiracy, Mike Hanson, forward by Tex Mars, available, InfoWarsShop.com. We've got the Prudent Places book that breaks down strategic relocation, 3rd edition. It's available at InfoWarsShop.com. It's all there, the T-shirts, the videos, my films, all of it, Jason Bermas's film, all of it. Films exposing vaccines, books exposing vaccines. We're on the march. The empire's on the run. They're pulling fluoride out all over the world. Because the scientists who even work for the government, their kids are getting cancer and brain damage, and they're angry, and they should be. It's time to assault back. It's time to say, listen, filth, we're going to raise the tempo of the rhetoric, because there's no amount of rhetoric that describes just how bad you are. Be lucky it's just rhetoric.